Hi guys, Scott here from Outlaw Garage. We are in Sydney today. We're with Ron Goodman. We're here to look at his 356. We're also going to look in his workshop at the back because that looks brilliant as well. Hope you enjoy this because we're going to have a belter of a day. So, okay, here we are. We've distracted Ron because got some nice lemon cake and a coffee, which is absolutely brilliant. Reasonable flight this morning. So we've got a 356 1960 BT5.
Correct, yeah.
Left-hand drive car, as
Yes.
I twiggle to make sure I get my lefts and rights correct. I don't know, we should probably list what's stock on it, which is...
That's probably the quicker.
Yeah, that's probably quicker. I don't know, probably the metalwork. I'm assuming all the panels match, and that's probably about it, isn't it?
Half the panels because there's different sill panels on it. The guards are changed.
I forgot that. So I think we'll get a bit of a tour. Well, we'll go front to back. However, I know we're going to miss some stuff because there's a lot of details on the car. We were just talking about earlier that it has this nice hexagon here that in the light it kind of gets darker and it's harder to see. But then in elements of the car, which I hope we can kind of pick up in there depending on what the light's like, there we go. There's little details all the way throughout the car, which we might miss a couple, but this kind of took my breath away today. So where shall we start?
Start at the front.
Start at the front, go to the back. All right.
We've got a cup car tow hook.
Yeah.
We've got two radiators in the front that are for the water cooling of the engine. These little vents, we actually made them up on a printer. Guys from course made them for me just to throw the air in there.
Yeah.
The headlights, they're specially made for us by Flat 6 Illumination in the USA.
Yeah. They are very nice.
We just carried the lines in through there to make it a little bit different.
Yeah, I do like that, how the line comes through. And then there you can see it go into the headlight with a 23. The radiators are pretty hard to see. I think you can't really see them.
No, they're inside the guards.
Inside there and in the guards. So let's see if we can take a bit of a look there. But I guess we'll come to the engine in a moment because people will be like, hang on a minute, it's a 356 and we're talking about water cooling in that. So we'll come to that in a moment. Fuel tank setup, so that's custom kind of Carrera tank.
Yeah, it's got a full fuel cell inside it for safety.
Yep. Okay.
We've got a absolutely spot on fuel gauge. All the electronics in this car and the fuel gauge is still original dipstick, and because we're used to it.
Velcroed on.
We've got the first fuel pump here.
Yep.
This is the oil tank, fire suppression system. This is an Oberg. This actually, the oil runs through this just like a filter, but you can see into here the filter section through the glass. So if we are having an engine problem, we use this on our race cars as well. We can see the bearing matter in there before it actually goes. So it'll save us blowing an engine up. So if we come in and it's full of sparkly stuff in there, we know that we've got a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is probably what we talked about, that I kind of miss all this kind of detail. That is very good.
Just a safety factor that we bring over from our racing side of it, you know.
Yeah, and that's a fairly big filter on the fuel there as well.
That's the first one, then it goes over into this surge tank, and then this feeds, it's got an injection pump, this actually feeds through the computer to the engine at the back.
Yeah.
There's our wheel brace just there.
Yeah. It's so clean and tidy, like that fuel filter. And I know it's just a fuel filter, but it looks brilliant. And then that there as well. Oh, I love that. So then that has the fuel cell in it as well.
Yeah, for safety more than anything.
Yeah, okay.
We use the standard type belts to hold the bonnet down.
Bonnet shuts really nicely.
Should do.
Yeah.
These areas.
I sometimes get distracted by mine, you see, where it's like clunk, 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 and that was just so smooth. That was almost like a brand new car. In fact, it was like a brand new car.
Well, it smells like a new car.
Yeah.
Even the aerials, we've got carbon fibre on the aerials.
Comms, communication there. Everything is so tidy on the car.
Thanks, mate. Well, we only wanted to run one wiper, so to fill up the other hole we put more squirters, so when you actually squirt the water the whole windscreen gets covered properly, which makes it a lot easier.
That's a really good idea as well, especially when you're out racing and it's a bit
Lock wheels.
Yeah, I did. They do look brilliant. They do. I think we might just quickly shut this door. But they look very nice there. Was that much of a job to change them to centre lock from the wide 5?
No, not at all.
They do sit well, and I think it's almost worth mentioning while we're here looking at the stance of the car. It is low, not as low as R356, but it kind of gives it away a little bit. The arches have been extended a little bit. Yep. Did you say 20 mil?
Yeah, an inch. Yeah, just
an inch. Yeah, so if we look on these here, like you get an idea that the car is low, and it most definitely is, but because that arch has been extended a little bit, it just gives it a bit more of a stance look. And then I think you were saying
it's got the pre-A sill panels put on it, which roll down under.
Yeah, okay.
And with an actual, if you look underneath it, there's an actual block underneath there which goes to the roll cage, so when you jack the car up, it jacks up evenly. It's in a balanced point underneath there.
Yeah, because I did notice, and I think when we open it up we'll see like the roll cage kind of comes to the front, and there's more structure to it than looks like in the back of the car.
It weaves through the body,
yeah. Couple of other things while we're here. So the clear door handles, they've been machined and manufactured here. I do like those. The mirrors are very nice.
They were my best buy. They were $20 from a motorbike shop.
Oh, you're joking. They are very nice.
Yeah, they're perfect for it.
They sit really well with the, I guess, the drilled effect on the window there. And then those just really suit the car, don't they?
Yeah, well, since I saw them, I just had to have them.
Yeah. Okay, nearly fell over. It's not that uncommon. So we're going to take a look inside. Where do we start with this? So, yeah, let's do that. So we've got racing seat here, the old aluminium one.
Yep.
This is where we're talking about where the frame for the roll cage goes all the way through the body.
Yeah, weaves through the body.
Yeah, so it's not ornamental at all.
No.
And there it all is. There, I do like the kind of the old school hoops. Yeah, that looks nice. And then the meshing on it as well. Yeah. And then the roll cage goes back. I think we can probably see there, goes through back all the way through to the, I guess what we're technically calling a rear seat delete.
Yeah, but actually that hooks up to where the engine hoop is for the transmission. So everything's integrated all the way through.
Yeah. Okay.
We've more or less bought all of our stuff for the race car into this car.
Yep.
Plus what we could get away with on this one that we can't do on the race car, so we've got away with a lot more.
Yeah, okay. All right, so inside, I guess normally you've got a racing seat sat there.
No, we have another one of these seats in here. It's just out at the moment because we've been cleaning it for Geelong and we just can't get in. With 2 seats in there, you just can't get in there.
And do you have a harness setup in it?
No.
Or just die like a real man?
Yeah, I've got a helmet on, that's good enough.
Die like a real man, Jesus. So, floor.
Aluminium.
Pressed aluminium.
Yep, it's an original floor, but we had it made out of aluminium.
Very nice. There's the fire suppression system kit there.
Fully integrated through the car.
Yeah, removed before flight. The pedals and the setup under there.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's an Australian company that does that. We're actually at the PRI show in Indianapolis, and I saw those pedals on the stand, and I thought, that's exactly what I want for my car. And then I heard over my shoulder, "G'day, Ron," and it was one of the guys. He's not far from here. He actually makes them here in Australia.
Oh wow!
Yes, that's how we got those ones put in at PE Racing.
So that's fully hydraulic.
Yep. Clutch, front to rear brake, adjustable.
And then fly-by-wire on the accelerator?
Correct, yeah. And this is the first time the fly-by-wire has ever been connected up to 3 injectors. usually do 2, 4, 6, 8 even numbers,
Yeah.
but we've only got 3 on our one. So
Yeah. That looks like a piece of art, to be honest with you.
yeah, they do a great job.
Yeah, that looks absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
It is nice to see all underneath the dash. It's really tidy. We've got the Speedster handbrake, which we do have one of those in our 356, but this one does look a little bit different.
Low tech, not how tech.
Low tech. We'll edit that somewhere at the start. Low tech system. Bless them, we do love how tech as well, but we do love low tech equally along the lines with that.
Yeah, low tech I didn't know myself.
Shifter.
This actual shifter come to me when I was pulling a GT2 RS apart, a new one. We pulled the front end out of it, and that's part of the sway bar. And I thought that'll make a perfect gear shift, and there you go, I did.
It's so cool.
Yeah, that's the brake bias front to rear, and this is the line locker.
Yeah, okay.
You got to have a line locker on an old car like this.
Yeah. Okay. Before we get to the steering wheel
Yep.
and the system over there, I think we should probably open the glove box.
Yep.
I think we can pop that open. Oh. And it's not your average glove box. So that there is, if your steering wheel does have a bit of a hiccup, because we'll come to that in a moment, it's not your standard 356 steering wheel, then you can control the car from the glove box.
Correct, yeah.
That is amazing.
And obviously we can tune it through here and everything else. So.
Yeah, I guess you plug in and control it all from there. Which again, we'll come to the engine shortly. We will take a look now quickly as we try and get up. Door cards there. So the clear plastic strap there is to have the windows up and down. It's not got the winder mechanism. There we go, it's got the 23 there. I think that looks brilliant. Exit on the handle. I think we will pop round to the driver's side now and take a look, because Ron's pulled the steering wheel off.
Latest in anti-theft.
I'm assuming that's fully customised.
Correct, yeah. We made, well actually the story with this steering wheel is that I made one to start with here,
Yeah.
with all the buttons and that on it. We sent it down to Bespoke when they were doing the engine, and their guys there sent back a picture and said, wouldn't this look better? So once again, you know, what I had, then what we moved to, this is what we come up with. It has a full heads-up display. Everything's on here. We don't have any switches anywhere else in the car, on the dash. Everything's on here. Horn, start, stop, blinkers, nitrous, arm the nitrous, the whole lot.
Yep, and again, keywords to identify there. Start, stop on the dash, and also that whole nitrous thing that we'll come to.
Nitrous is the main one.
In a moment as well. So I think when we showed you the back of the car, you could probably just see the nitrous bottle, and there it is sat at the back there. We're going to swing round to the engine now, but before we do, we've got some vents here on the back of the 356. You said these are from a McLaren?
Correct, yes, 570.
570. I think they are a brilliant touch. So looking on the back of the car, and those two McLaren vents on the back there. Did you have to do much to kind of shape them into the body?
Yes.
Oh, I was going to, because I got to say, they look like they were made to fit exactly from McLaren, but it took a little bit of tweaking, did they?
We even made that back window.
Yeah.
It actually lets the air out from underneath here for us.
Ah, okay, so you don't get that kind of drumming kind of effect. Yeah, and I did notice even the front window, they've got little clips on them, so when you are hurtling along, then at least you're not afraid of the window popping out. So here we go, the pointy end of the 356, which isn't your standard flat 4 1960 Porsche engine.
No, it's not quite standard.
So what we've got here is a radial engine. look at all the space down the side there. You wouldn't be able to do that with the 356 engine. Some spare spark plugs up the top there, and then the parts for the NOS as well there as well. Loads of space. But this is by a team in South Australia?
Yeah, Bespoke Engineering. They do an amazing job down there, absolutely amazing job. Very, very intelligent people. Chris down there from Bespoke, he's just an amazing person. Always thinking of stuff, you know.
And this is Radial Engine, 3 pistons.
Yes, 200 horsepower.
200 horsepower. So we will do a cold start on it because it does sound like a bit of a monster when it starts up. But reliability wise, engine wise, they come with a brilliant reputation.
Correct, yeah. Or you think, how often does an aeroplane break down in the sky?
Yes.
So the reliability.
Yeah,
so the reliability is there, yeah.
Yeah, that is a good point to praise.
Yeah.
We're not breaking down in the air, but look at that. We will put a link in the description below about these engines, and I think we will try and get over to South Australia at some point to take a closer look. But this has radiators at the front.
Yes.
Just in the arches there, yeah. And then we do have one. I think
that's just an oil cooler one here.
And that's an oil cooler. Okay. Which that's a fair size there.
Yeah. It's got fans on the other side of it as well.
Ah, okay.
Like between here and here.
Yeah, which I guess because that engine doesn't take up a lot of space, you've got a bit more room to kind of fiddle around with stuff.
Yeah.
And then we talked earlier, it's got a 3D printed in-canal exhaust. Look at that thing there. And it just feels light, and
it is light, it's
just
very light.
wafer thin. There we go, there's the vintage 23 racer. Wow. 200 horsepower, and it sounds a monster as well.
It's got a little bit of a nice note to it.
Yeah, so I think some of the bits that we kind of missed was all the bolts and screws are titanium. We took the one off the glove box earlier, and it doesn't weigh anything at all. So where there's an opportunity for weight saving, it has been taken. So I think we're probably going to start it up now.
We can start it up if you want.
And have a bit of a listen. We might just take a look at the dials as they light up, because again, they're not stopped. Right.
The Nitrous. Altimeter out of a P51 Mustang that served in the war in the Pacific. It was Nick from Bespoke actually got it from a older guy that got it from his relative. They took it out of the plane during the war, so we ended up with it. Ready to start up now?
And that engine, it just sounds awesome.
You should hear it under revs. It will actually rev to 8,000 RPM, but we're dialing it back to 6.5.
Yeah.
Till I do its first track day and everything else, because it's all uncharted waters for everyone. So.
And there's the little.
That'll be all frozen.
Nitrous release. That'll be cold now.
Yep, you feel it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So cool. So cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video and the tour of this car with Ron. This 356 is absolutely brilliant. Please drop the video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you later, guys. Bye.